Good day, friends. My name is Savannah, and today you're practicing with YOGATX, and I wanted to take this opportunity to share a little bit more movement, some advanced asana or yoga poses, if that's what you're looking for. So if you're looking to really make that the main aspect of your practice right now, maybe you could use some of these things and add them into your daily practice. I will say that if you try this video and you're like, maybe I could open up a little bit more, I would recommend my hips, hamstrings, and IT bands. Maybe that would be a really good starting one for this. We'll do some fun transitions with our hips, hamstrings, and stuff like that. So it's a really great place to warm up with. And we'll go ahead and just start standing. So go ahead and find your feet and place them right beneath your hip points and spread the toes nice out wide. And allow the knees to be micro bent. And we're gonna play with how we hold ourselves standing. So if you know that the weight of your body rolls in, try to open up by rolling to the knife edge of the feet and hugging the thighs up towards the hips. So maybe you feel the kneecaps being pulled up, but if you notice that your legs are locking out, then keep a micro bend. And see if you can just apply all of this awareness in your legs and make them really strong right here. And as you inhale, reach the arms out wide, feel the ribs get nice and wide with the breath. And as you exhale, dive forward, drawing the belly in as you come down towards a fold. As you inhale, draw the hands back towards the shins. Press the shins away from you, coming up to a halfway lift. Allow the chin to tuck in. And as you exhale, bend the knees. Plant the hands. Step the right foot back. We're gonna pivot all 10 toes towards the left. So we're gonna find the knife edge of our right foot supporting us and go ahead and reach that right hip up. You can heel toe that left foot away. Inhale the left arm up. And as you exhale, reach it alongside the ear and really reach down towards the ground. Press those hips up as high as you can. With an inhale, lift the left hand up. And as you exhale, pivot all 10 toes towards the top of the mat. Release the left hand down towards the ground. Inhale, reach that right leg out. Press through the heel, tuck the toes back. And that left knee can be micro bent, or maybe you keep it nice and firm and strong. As you exhale, draw that right knee underneath you. Plant both feet strongly, sit the hips back, draw the chin in. As you inhale, open the arms out wide, peel the chest up, press through the legs. Exhale, drawing the belly in, folding forward, bending the knees. Stepping the left foot back, pivoting all 10 toes towards the right. Inhale the right arm up, press down through the left knife edge of the foot, really rise up through the hips. And as you exhale, reach to the top of the mat, drop the arm alongside the ear, and see if you can almost drop the hips back. That right inner edge of your foot might even peel off the ground. Take another breath in, sweep the right arm up high. Exhale, pivoting all 10 toes forward, drop the right hand down. With an inhale, extend the left leg out, press through the heel, draw back through the toes. Exhale, draw the belly in, bend both knees, both feet in line, sit the hips back. Inhale the arms out wide, keep the chin tucked as you lift all the way up. Peel the chest up first, straighten through the legs. Exhale, draw the belly in and fold. Press the hands down. Step the feet back. Draw the belly in so that you feel that part of your body almost hollowing out. Support the back of your body and take a breath in, feel it ride down the spine. As you exhale, pivot both feet so that the toes face the left side of the mat. The knife edge of the feet come down. And let's stagger our feet for a moment to start. As you inhale, peel the left arm up, coming to a side plank. Really press through that right hand. And as you exhale, reach the arm alongside the ear. Arc down the same way we did in the pose before. And then let's bend the knees and reach that hand back down towards the ground in line with the right hand. Ground the left hand, pivot the toes to press into the mat, tilt the tailbone up for a downward facing dog. On your exhale, we pivot the feet towards the right. Ground down the knife edges of the feet. Inhale the right arm up. The feet are staggered, or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, maybe they stack on top of each other. Peel the gaze up towards the top hand. Exhale, reach it up alongside the ear, bend the knees, sit the hips way back. Then reach that right hand down towards the ground. Don't let it touch quite yet. Take a breath in. Exhale, ground the right hand. Lift the heels back up. Tilt the tailbone back up, downward facing dog. Pedal the legs out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump forward. If you're jumping, bend the knees until your thighs touch your chest. Keep them touching your chest and pop forward. Sit the hips back. Inhale the arms out wide. Peel the chest all the way back up to standing. Exhale, draw the belly in and fold. Allow the chin to tuck. We're going to add a little bit of flow here. Step the left foot back. Take a breath in. Exhale, turn all 10 toes towards the right. Inhale, peel that right arm up. As you exhale, bend the lower leg, the left leg. We're going to drop our hips down towards the ground. Maybe you heel toe that right foot closer towards the left thigh. The right hand's going to come behind your right hip. Inhale the left arm up. As you exhale, hug that right thigh with the left arm. Really press down through the right arm. Maybe you bend the elbow to draw the inner edge of the shoulder blade towards the spine. Take a breath in here. Flatten the right hand. Roll the left foot down so the knife edge comes down. Bend the knee. Press down through the right hand. Keep that right leg hugging around the left leg and come to a side plank with that right leg hugging around the left. Inhale the left arm up. And as you exhale, draw that right thigh towards your chest and kick it out in front of you. So if you fall off your mat or you end up taking more space, that's okay. Inhale, reach that left arm a little bit higher. As you exhale, lower both hips down towards the ground. Allow the toes to pivot up. And as you exhale, just reach forward. Find the toes, drop the weight of the head. Inhale the arms out wide above your head. As you exhale, plant the right hand down. Press through your feet. Seal the knife edges of your feet down again, rising up to a fallen star. Draw that right thigh in toward your chest. Lower the left hand. Step it back to downward facing dog. So just like that. Inhale, tilt the tailbone up. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Pivot the toes towards the left. Drop the right hip down towards the mat. And as you inhale, lift it back up. Reach the left arm up high. As you exhale, bend the right knee, slowly lower down onto your hip. You can heel toe this left foot over towards the right leg. The left hand plants behind you and the right arm inflates up. Take a breath in. Exhale, hugging around the left thigh with the right arm. Take the gaze behind your left shoulder, so really find some length in the upper back. And as you exhale, that right foot rolls down. You can start hugging this left leg. We're going to roll onto our left side of the hip. Press down through the right knife edge of the foot. The left hand, reach the right arm up. Hug the left arm around the right. As you exhale, draw the belly in. Draw the left thigh towards your chest and kick it out in front of you. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, lower the hips down. Allow the toes to pivot up towards the ceiling. Lift the arms up. Exhale, draw the belly in and fold. Reach for the feet. Inhale the arms back up. As you exhale, draw the knees into the chest. So wherever you're at, draw the knees into the chest and hover the heels off the ground. And really draw the thighs even closer. And if you feel yourself rocking back into your lower back, imagine yourself sitting on the edge of a chair and tilting the tailbone forward so that the lower back had a little bit of an arch. And if that means you lower the feet, then go ahead and lower the feet. Begin extending the legs out as much as comfortable and draw the arms up so that the palms flip up. Draw the chin in. Close the eyes and just pause with whatever is here, whether it's warmth, whether it's an urge to fidget and move out of this pose, or maybe it's an urge to hold your breath. If you can almost override that urge to hold your breath and drive yourself forward. Exhale, cross the ankles, plant the hands. Step the feet back to a plank. Roll onto your toes so that the tops of your feet are pressing into the mat. Hug the elbows in so that they're micro bent. And as you inhale, press your heart forward. Barely lift the chin up. Exhale, lower the knees, tilt the tailbone up, and then round the tailbone down as you send back to a child's pose. Drop the forehead down. Take some inventory of your body. Notice things. Check in with your breath. And with an inhale, rise all the way back up to tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes. Lift the knees, shift the hips up, tilt the tailbone up. With an inhale, your right leg lifts up. So shoot up through the heel. As you exhale, draw that right thigh underneath your chest. Come onto the left toes. And really power up here. So press down through the hands, press up through the heart. And then silently press that right foot down into the ground. Seal the back heel down. And with an inhale, cartwheel the arms open to warrior two, the right fingertips reaching forward, the left reaching behind you. Check in with that front knee and see if you can grab the skin of your thigh and rotate it outward and allow that knee to move to the outer right edge of your mat. Keeping the hips open and the arms out wide. Drop your gaze over your front fingertips and pause here. Take in the breath as you would, even if you were in a really comfortable, easy place. So don't let a challenge hinder your breath. Now, if something is in pain, your breath will get short and you won't be able to change it, so it's a good thing to listen to that. But know the difference between pain and sensation. There should be nothing stinging. Maybe there's a little bit of challenge, but nothing stinging or stretching beyond its limits. We'll go ahead and straighten the front leg. Take an inhale to flip the front palm up and back. Exhale to cartwheel the hands around the front foot. Step onto the left toes, lift the left heel. Draw that right thigh back toward your chest. Really press into the ground. And slowly release it back in line with the left foot. Tilt the tailbone up, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts up, shoot up through the heel, toes pointing down towards the ground. Exhale, draw the belly in, make space for the thigh to move below you in a plank pose. Really press the hands away. Keep pressing through the upper back. Take a breath in as you exhale, draw the belly in, lower the left foot, seal the right heel down. Inhale the arms out wide, warrior two, pressing through that front leg as you reach up. Allowing that front thigh to rotate outward, externally find its place and space to open up. Drop your gaze over the front fingertips. And begin to settle in with your breath. So don't get comfortable, leave a little challenge, but let the breath settle you into wherever you are. With the breath in, straighten the front knee, flip the front palm up and back, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands around the front foot. Step the left foot back to a plank. And go ahead and roll to the right knife edge of your feet. Stagger the feet or stack them if that's your groove, and inhale the left arm up. Pause here for a moment. Wiggle that left foot up so that it's in front of the right thigh and the toes are facing towards the left. And we're going to lower the hips down gently. You can bend the right knee to make it an easier lower. Press through that right hand. Keep this right side of your body nice and open. Close the eyes and allow your breath to travel down alongside the ribs to the space between your hips and your ribs. Make space there. Then go ahead and lower the left hand. Press through the right knife edge of your foot to lift that right hip up. Pivot both feet forward and step the left foot back. Shift that left foot forward, or that right foot forward. Seal that right heel down. Turn all 10 toes towards the right. Softly bend the left knee as you lower. Make it really nice and intentional. Maybe you reach the right hand out. Maybe that left hand wiggles away. Take the gaze over your left shoulder. And take your breath into the lower side of your body. As you're ready, inhale, lift up through the right hand, press down through the left foot. Exhale the right hand at the top of the mat, pivot the toes, and step the feet back. Pedal the legs out, check in with the breath. And let's hug the right shin towards our chest as we move forward into a plank. And slowly bend the elbows to lower that shin down as we come to a pigeon's pose. And let's go ahead and lengthen that left foot behind us. So maybe you lengthen it that way. And if you're wondering how to advance your pigeon pose, there's a couple ways to go about it. So I know some of us just think that making the shin parallel to the top of the mat is advancing, but maybe we could just work with bringing that knee outside of our hip. So that might take you where you're looking to go. And if that doesn't give you enough, then you can start to work the shin to be parallel to the top of the mat. But there's a lot of iffy places in the hips. So you always want to pay attention to what's going on in the body as you move and twist the knees and the hips. Let's go ahead and draw the inner thighs towards each other. Press down through the fingers and then loosen some of the weight in the fingertips. See if you can just stay lifted through the inner thighs. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, maybe you draw one hand in. Maybe it's both. As you exhale, slowly lower the hips and walk the hands towards the top of the mat. And then once you start to lower down and walk away from yourself, we're going to take the left hand out wide. And the right hand's going to come out wide as well. So press down through the fingertips. And then bend the right elbow and take a look underneath the right arm and see if you can find your back toes. And it doesn't really matter if you can see your back toes or not, but we're just adding in this little twist to take it one sheath deeper in our piriformis muscle. Sneaky little muscle that usually causes sciatic pain. Sometimes it's somewhere higher up the chain in the lower back. But if you know that it's from a tight piriformis and you suffer from sciatica, this is a great place to be and breathe. Let's take one more breath. Inhale to lift, walk the hands back. Plant both hands into the ground, tuck the left toes, draw the navel in, and hug that shin back towards your chest. Step it back to downward facing dog. And take a breath in here. As you exhale, draw the belly in, draw that left shin in. Open the hip up so the shin is drawing in, and then gently bend that right knee and lower the shin down. Heel toe the right foot back to find length in your hip flexor. And then if you'd like, maybe you work the shin parallel, but maybe you try just taking the knee out of the hip a little bit more. See how that feels. And then find some strength between the inner thighs. Draw the thighs in towards each other. Find some daylight between the legs and start to loosen up the weight between the hands and the ground. Maybe your hands come in. And as you exhale, lower down. Walk the hands away so that you're folding over the legs a little bit. And bring the hands out wide. This time the left elbow will bend and we'll take our gaze underneath the left arm. And I know I say reach back to your toes, but if you're wondering, is she really looking at her toes? I can't really see my toes right now, but it's just a direction. Take a breath here. Exhale it out. Another breath in to press down through the fingertips, lift up. And as you exhale, roll over towards the left and bring that right leg around the left leg. So sweep it all the way around. Bend the knee, take a hug around the right leg. So that left arm trails down along towards your hip. Take the gaze over the right shoulder and drop the weight of the head towards the right. Inhale back to center. Press down through the feet as you exhale, and without thinking, pivot through, and you'll be on the other side. If you're like, what just happened? Just don't think about it. It only happens if you don't think about it. Place the left hand behind the left hip. The right arm comes around to hug down towards the leg, towards the hip. The gaze is over the left shoulder and you drop the weight of the head back for a couple breaths. Inhale back around to center. As you exhale, extend both legs forward and give the legs a little bit of a shake. We'll draw our soles of the feet together and really press down through the outer edges of the feet. So the bottom edges of the feet that are touching the ground, press down there and draw the thumbs into your arches and start to open up the feet. We'll clasp our fingertips around the bottom of our feet. Press the knees down towards the ground and roll the shoulders away from the ears. With every next breath in, allow it to explode out of the chest. Make it slow and mindful, but big. As you exhale, draw the belly in and begin to fold. So tuck the chin in, drop the forehead down towards the big toes. Flare the toes out. And inhale to lift up. Draw the knees in together and send them over towards the left. So separate the feet out so that right foot is coming in close contact with the left thigh. And maybe you've done this in one of my videos before, but maybe you haven't. We'll take a twist towards the right, and instead of folding over, we're going to try and bring that right arm behind our lower back. And maybe it's just pausing there with the palm flipped away from you. But maybe you're able to find your thigh, or maybe you just use this place as an opportunity to roll that right shoulder away from the ear. Pause here, wherever you're at, and take 2 deep breaths with the gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale out of the twist, relieve the arms, and then we're gonna try it one more time, but if you wanna add this second thing in, you totally can. I'm gonna draw my right foot into my left hip flexor. So this is a little bit like half lotus, and we've done some hip opening, so if it's gonna happen today, you'll be warm, but if it's not gonna happen today, rest that foot either closer towards the thigh, or just maybe you work that foot into the knife edge of the hip flexor. What you don't wanna feel is any pain in the knee. So as you're doing this, think of opening from the hip rather than twisting the knee. A little bind here and take our twist towards the right again. That right arm comes behind the lower back. And maybe it's just opening and twisting here, but maybe the hand wiggles and it can touch the sole of the foot. Now you don't get any extra points if you touch the foot, but it's just all about where we're at and our potential. So if you see potential, breathe wherever you are, don't make it happen, and stay there. Because if it's gonna happen for you, it will. It just doesn't really matter when. Take a breath in. Release the arms. We'll bring our legs over to the opposite side. So bring them over towards the right. And first, the left foot will just come in contact with the right thigh, and we'll take a twist over towards the left. And that left hand comes behind our lower back with the palm facing away from us. And roll that left shoulder away from the ear. Press down through the right hand, maybe on the outside of the left leg with the fingers pressing down into the ground. Take one more breath here. And exhale to release. And now we grab the left foot and we ask it how it's doing. So always allow both teams to communicate and rotate from the thigh and draw that left foot in towards the right hip flexor. Make sure the ankle is comfortable, make sure the knee is comfortable, make sure everyone is on the same page. And then we'll start to gently draw our belly in and take our twist towards the left. Keep that right hand nice and firm and steady. The left hand draws in behind your lower back. Wiggle the fingertips over. Maybe you feel your foot, maybe you don't. It doesn't really matter. Just pause here. Find breath in the body. That's most important. And find gratitude in the mind. So if we can't appreciate where we are, then how are we ever going to be happy when we get to somewhere else? Release as you breathe. Unbind the legs, and let's take ourselves down to the mat. Roll the spine down. And let's give the body a hard surface to just realign on. Open the arms out wide. Maybe you take the knees from side to side to reset the lower back. But start to call upon what your body feels that it needs as it lays down. Maybe it's drawing the knees in, moving the knees in circles. So just start to find some organic movement and imagine if advanced yoga or level 2 yoga could actually just mean knowing your body better rather than doing harder things and powering through more. So what if we could just get a little bit closer to ourselves and advance in that way? Let's go ahead and extend the legs out long. Open the arms out wide. And right away, follow the rhythm of the breath. Let it come in through the nose, taking its time down the throat and filling up the chest. And making a soft, intentional release with your breath out. Taking a couple of these breaths in the name of gratitude for this body. Because it's got you here, all the way here. And you're in one piece. And this is a good thing. So what if today that could just be enough? Mindfully start to draw yourself up to a seat with your eyes still closed and your hands at heart center. Press the thumbs into the sternum and feel this breath beneath the skin. Know that this is a really good reason to practice, to just know this breath and to know yourself. There are so many sheaths to move through. And that's why this practice of yoga, there is no end. Draw the thumbs to the space between your eyebrows. Know that no matter the way and no matter the obstacle, we are here to support your path. Namaste, yogis.